What are some best responses to why are you so quiet? NBSP. No response is the best response. Especially when paired with staring at them with a completely emotionless face. Why are you so chew? I usually just crawl at them like a possessed person whilst doing my best Gollum voice and tell them that I just like to be quiet and alone. That usually does the trick. Yes, precious. We like sit quiets for our little plotses, yes. Nasty hobbitses would not understand us, precious. We think best alone, not with these nasty humanes. They do not like us, precious. You can see me? The accident wasn't your fault, it's time to let me go. This is always a good go-to for a quick existential crisis. Or if you really want to screw with them, you could use sign language. Say the phrase "it's okay. You may rest easy." While signing "wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up," edit, James. If you are reading this, this is for you. It has been too long. Please, we miss you. Wake up. Jeepers. I was raised by abusive librarians. Seems like you've been through a series of unfortunate events. Just want to squarely say I really like this comment. Shh. To quote an answer to a similar question, very rarely do you get in trouble for saying nothing. Once I said that it's because I have nothing to say, and that keeping quiet is better than risking offending or annoying someone. And yes, it worked. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and to remove all doubt. Light travels faster than sound, which is why some people look smart before they open their mouths. I usually only say one line per episode. Okay, a bed. Right. Because this is a TV show. I only speak when I have something to say. I have nothing to say. I'd rather listen. I have trouble controlling the volume of my voice. I suffer from voice immodulation disorder, also known as Van Orton syndrome. Hashtag why are we yelling? I just don't talk much has always been my go-to. You don't really owe anyone conversation beyond a greeting if you're feeling polite, much less an explanation of your personality. I am quiet and I said this to someone. Then they continue with, "Why don't you talk much?" Over and over, but why? I don't know. I've always been this way. Some people can't take the hints and won't accept any answer you give. It starts to feel like they're entertaining themselves by trying to see how long they can keep your mouth moving. It's usually those situations where I end up excusing myself. I ran into an ex-coworker that I really hate on a work site this summer. I switched from driving an excavator to truck and he asked me 10 to 20 times why in different ways in the span of 5 minutes. Why did you switch? Didn't you like to drive excavators? Do you like to drive trucks? Is this more fun? Was it boring? Was it too hard? Won't you drive excavators anymore? Will you only drive trucks now? And so on and so on. I don't talk much, but this guy will fill up every single second of silence with bragging, complaining, or asking the same question over and over again. Sadly, these people are in every workplace I've ever been in. One option is to remain polite but give them the one-liners until they bore themselves. Try to phrase your responses so there's no room to wonder. No added information for them to play off of. Just short and to the point. It's stressful to deal with in an indirect manner like this, but it's all you can do if you really dislike them but don't want to offend. Nowadays I try not to let them bother me too much. Most of the time they don't mean any harm. I try to snap back responses with their same energy, give them a smile or slight chuckle, and move on with the day. Present an aura of purpose around yourself in everything you do and few people will try to distract you. Real G's move in silence. Like lasagna. I always assumed I was just mishearing that line, but now that I see it written out I understand how clever and profound it actually is. Wayne gets a lot of stick but he's really good with puns, double entendres, or whatever the duck you call them. In his lyrics she pop X I smoke os tic-tac-toe and I stink cause I got a lot of shit on my mind. They say numbers don't lie, is that a 6 or a 9? I stand in front of the clock cause I'm ahead of the time. Some of his lyrics are so silly they're great too, lol. 1, 2, 3 way, .44 makes 8 9 out of 10 times, it's 11 or 12 gauge Friday the 13th, That's the day that hell raised but y'all boys too weak, like 14 days. One of my favorite bars by lol. I say I'm tired. I'm never quiet when I'm actually tired, but people seem to understand that excuse and leave me alone about it. The voices in my head don't like it when others talk over them. Followed by a pained look. While slowly sliding a napkin with "help me" written on it across the table. And eating a peanut extremely slowly. I'm plotting my escape morning, calculating pi, counting heartbeats. Now I gotta start over. Thanks, asshole. Why are you so quiet? Morning. Oh, I'm so sorry. Who died? The silence. Stare at them. And tilt your head. Bonus points if your neck audibly cracks when you do. Breath audibly through your mouth while you are at it. I just did this sequence of events and my roommate looked at me as if I was the crazy one. SMH. Sorry, I didn't know that was an issue and I will try to correct this. So I would first like to talk about your car's extended warranty. Have you heard about our Lord, Jesus Christ? Are you interested in getting our premium Hulu subscription? I am only allotted a limited number of mouths, words, and glare at the person for an uncomfortable amount of time. Reminds me when Ferb did this. I usually only have one line per day. I'm a Japanese guy. If I get asked that, I will just say because I'm Japanese, and that's just how most Japanese people are. Confucian philosophy isn't about being the loudest person in the room. Confucianism isn't about showing extreme emotion. Buddha is usually shown being silent and meditating. Buddha isn't shown talking loudly in public and guffawing. I'm a white guy. If I get asked that, they'll say I guess that's just how most Japanese people are, and not explain anything after that. This is hilarious. I can't stop myself from laughing every time I picture this happening. Bung your squawk hole, jabberchops. Bunghole jabberchops. Benedict Cumberbatch. Just blankly stare at them, shrug your shoulders, say. I'm a listener, not a talker. Is my silence making you uncomfortable? Why aren't you? Some people only speak when they have something relevant to say. I mostly say, what do you want to talk about? And this puts the ball in their court, which results in either them going quiet, ask me what I want to talk about, or they start talking about something. Edit. Word. Is my silence making you uncomfortable? What do you want to talk about? These two are great. Do sign language. 'Cause I don't feel like talking. Guy said this once, and the people around me got offended, lol. This exact same thing happened a couple days at work to me. My coworker was chatting with this dude from the same store we work for. They were talking about stuff I didn't relate to, so I was just staying there looking at my phone. At one point the dude said something like, today she, me, doesn't talk at all, why are you silent? I standed there confused for a bit, then basically answered, I don't see why I should open my mouth when I don't have anything to say. He replied something like, aren't you funny, and left. He stayed on another corner of the store pouting the whole day. Hope I can find kinder answers for a next time in this thread, lol. Although my coworker told me I didn't sound like an asshole at all, he was simply blabbering too much nonsense. He can pout if he wants, but really, he was setting himself up for that. He was pouting and avoiding you because he was annoyed that you made a good point that he didn't have a response for. Yo mama is so fat, I'm lost for words. Yo mama so fat, she ate my words. You don't plan a bank robbery out loud. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and to remove all doubt. A. Lincoln.